Hey y'all, I'm gonna answer the question, how do I maintain a healthy lawn? So there's a lot that goes into a lawn. I'm gonna try to briefly go over this. I could ramble forever about this topic because there's a lot of things that go into it. The first thing is you want to make sure you have a good lawn care program. So when I say lawn care program, I'm talking about fertilizing and weed control, things like that. Try to get that figured out, whether it's a DIY program that you're doing yourself or you're hiring somebody in to do that program. In that, you should be removing the weeds from your yard, trying to do that the best you can. There's some really tough weeds out there, so some of the products out there will help with that. You know, you can do it manually. You can pick those weeds out yourself, pull them. You know, that helps too. You can also get into other things that are going to promote healthy root growth and healthy overall plant growth, such as aeration and de-thatching. So aeration is pulling plugs up out of the ground and breaking up that compaction and getting soil and nutrients and all that stuff in there. And then the second thing is de-thatching. So de-thatching actually is basically taking tines, like rake tines, and pulling that thatch layer, which is a buildup of grass clippings and all that good stuff, right at the bottom of the plant before it hits the soil. That doesn't allow the nutrients and water to get through. So you break that up to get that stuff in there better. So that can be helpful. The other thing is overseeding. That happens oftentimes in the fall or spring. Same with aeration and de-thatching. Fall and spring are the best times to do that. Overseed those areas that are really troublesome. Overseed your entire yard if that is what you want to do. You can do that one time a year. You can do it 2 times a year. Try to figure out what works best for you. Seed those bare spots. Regarding bare spots, if you have a really tough spot that doesn't want to grow grass, that can be an opportunity for some other type of landscape feature. Meaning, you could do a mulch bed and a landscape bed, or you could create kind of a rock area or something to kind of make that area more usable, more attractive, something along those lines. So that's another caveat you can think about when you're talking about bare spots in your lawn that you're having trouble with. The other thing is that you want to make sure you're mowing appropriately. So mowing is it's a huge deal, because mowing can really make or break a healthy lawn. So first off, the rule of a third. Don't take off any more than a third. Try to keep that grass plant at a 3-inch level. Try not to take it a crazy amount off the plant, because it reduces the health of the plant. So 3 inches is what I recommend keeping it at, right around 3 inches. If you can do a little bit more, that's helpful. A little bit less, we're like 2.5. We're getting a little bit too short. Try to go on the higher side if you can, because it's going to be much healthier turf. You're not going to have that weed infestation, because when you have a tall grass, it competes for that sunlight. That those weed seeds that get down to the soil, you're not going to get as much of the things that it needs to germinate down when you have a tall grass plant that is healthy, and it's taking in the nutrients, it's taking in the water more quickly than the seed can. So that is super important when you're talking about keeping a healthy lawn, keeping things looking pretty, and getting rid of those weeds. That's a major portion of it, and it's also a huge complaint we get a lot of times from a contractor standpoint, and we struggle with that, because we want to give you a really good product, but when your mowing habits are real low or scalping, it's really tough to have control over that. So that is definitely a key part of this. And then finally, watering. So if you have a chance, you can water. during the hot times of the year. Make sure you're watering in the morning if you can. Don't do it in the evening because it promotes fungal issues. Don't do it in the afternoon when it's really hot because you're going to burn up your turf. But that's really could be a helpful thing. We don't normally have a whole lot of irrigation systems in Pennsylvania, but at least in rural Pennsylvania, but it is something to consider. That's the general overview of how to keep your lawn healthy, maintain a healthy lawn during the season. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you later.